The Sutrue, a 3D printed prototype of a medical device for doing stitches. It's hoped to be usable for everything from hostile environments to heart surgery.
The device is currently being researched and tested here at the Royal Brompton Hospital, and then it should be time for its clinical trials. So let's go and find out more.
Suturing, the surgical term for stitches, is of course a very common procedure. If you're squeamish, best look away now. Being used here on a pig's heart, the aim is to make the stitching process more consistent, easier and safer. Aside from the standard working components of motor, battery and wiring, the bulk of the device has been created using plastic and metal 3D printing.
It may help me to make more reproducible stitches. It may be safer in terms of not having to handle the needle. It may allow me to do some things faster than I can do at the moment, particularly where access is limited, and ultimately it may allow me to do some things, particularly in keyhole surgery, that I can't currently do with conventional instruments. We know from experience with the robotics that sewing things from side to side is quite easy, but sewing away from you and towards you is extremely difficult. So if, for example, you're sewing a heart valve in, which is a circular structure, as you put the stitches in, they become difficult, easy, and so forth. And if you had a device that was happy sewing it at any angle, then you've removed one component of complexity from that.
But this is more than just the story of one device. This is a modern tale of a start-up. It was a crowd-funded project which was made possible by the ability to 3D print prototypes, because without that, the cost of getting to this stage would have been prohibitive.
Without being able to 3D print, the amount of money in traditional manufacturing and moulding and tooling would have cost us millions to go through all of the design processes that we went through. We've had about 17 different versions of the device, which has cost us in 3D printing about £30,000 instead of several million.
Whilst this could be suitable for all sorts of stitches, including dental and veterinary, with a quest for medical procedures to be less intrusive, its creators are also working on a version for keyhole surgery. Even though Alex has found 3D printed materials that, once approved, could be sterilised, the final product won't be 3D printed.
We're now getting to the stage where all of the design development is nearly complete. We've then got to go on to material development and how we can change the materials so they're biocompatible. They can be used for trials with humans and can also be disposable. And that's a different material choice as opposed to a design choice. At a certain point you have to move away from 3D printing. When you're looking at mass manufacturing, you're looking at other different plastics and moulding. But you can take a development with 3D printing very much nearly to the end before you have to look at other techniques.
Whilst the success of the Sutrue is yet to be seen, a good idea, an expert support and a few 3D printers to hand have certainly given it a fighting chance.